Hello and welcome again to investingsuccess.ca. As an investor, if you are currently following gold, if you are currently investing in gold futures or even gold equities, you can well appreciate that the price of gold is a very volatile creature. In the short video that follows, I'm going to give you a few pointers on how to take advantage and how to spot some of this volatility. I'm going to show you how to let the volatility be your friend. For the purposes of this video and this discussion, I'm going to use a weekly continuation chart of gold futures. And what you now see on the screen in front of you is in fact this weekly chart. On the weekly chart, let's next take a look at the price of gold and apply some Fibonacci mathematics. In particular, let's take a look at the move that gold made from the latter part of 2008 up until about August of 2011. Let's consider that to be one move, one leg up. Applying Fibonacci mathematics to that move, which took us from about $700 an ounce to just over $1,900 an ounce, we see that in order for gold to pull back and register a 38% retracement, we would have to see the price drop to about $1,450 an ounce. That we have not seen. Instead, what we have seen is the price of gold lapse into a sideways consolidation channel that I've pictured here in green. Each time we hit the top of the channel, we pull back to the bottom, and so on and so on. We have recently hit the top of the channel again, and I would not be surprised from here to see a pullback towards the bottom of the channel. Now, for many traders and many investors, that is where their technical chart analysis comes to an end. Let me now show you something that you probably have never seen before and may never see again. Let me overlay this chart with some very simple astrology using the planet Pluto. Take a look. Here again is our weekly chart of gold. You can see that on the chart I have shaded in 5 blocks in pink. These represent the times of each calendar year when the planet Pluto is registering what astrologers refer to as retrograde motion. I'm not going to go into a lengthy explanation here of what retrograde motion is. I'll let you do a Google search and teach yourself what it is. It's a very simple concept to understand. Now, I want you to look very, very carefully at each of these periods when Pluto was retrograde. If you were going to trade gold futures, either to the long side or to the short side, if you were going to dabble in gold mining stocks or other gold equities, do you not think it would make sense to do it while Pluto is enjoying one of its periods of retrograde? Look at the volatility in each of these pink shaded areas. These volatile periods are when the money is made by traders and investors who are nimble, able to get in and able to get out and take a profit. Here again is the weekly chart showing those periods of time when planet Pluto is retrograde. What I have also done on this chart in green is circled those times when the planet Pluto is 0 degrees or conjunct to the Sun. Another way of stating this observation, these times that I've circled in green are those times when the planet Pluto is in the same sign of the zodiac as the Sun. Now take a look at each of these very carefully. Note the volatility. This is a weekly chart. If you were to take a look at these particular times on a daily chart or even an hourly chart as a nimble, skilled trader, knowing that you have an event coming at you, such as Pluto, 0 degrees to the Sun, you should be able to very adeptly take advantage of the volatility that will ensue during that astrological aspect. Here again is our weekly chart. What I have done this time, using red arrows, is indicated those periods of time when the planet Pluto is 180 degrees or opposite to the Sun. Another way of looking at this is each of these red arrows indicates those times when the planet Pluto is 6 zodiac signs different than the Sun. Look very closely at each of these red arrows. Notice how they align very nicely with some swing highs and swing lows. Now, if you were to make a very detailed note of the date and the time when Pluto was 180 degrees to the Sun, and use a daily chart or even an hourly chart as a nimble trader, you should be able to take full and fair advantage of these swing highs or swing lows. Here again is our weekly chart of gold showing Pluto retrograde. What I've done on this chart is I've also indicated using green diamonds those periods of time when the planet Pluto is 90 degrees or 4 zodiac signs different from the Sun. Look very closely at this chart. I want to show you something very interesting. At the conclusion of each of the Pluto retrograde events, that is to say, at the right-hand side of each of the pink shaded areas, you will notice that there very soon after will follow an event or an aspect of Pluto being 90 degrees to the Sun. Look what happens after each of these retrograde events and these 90-degree aspects occur. There typically is a sizable move in the price of gold, sometimes to the upside, sometimes to the downside, as was the case after the August 2011 retrograde period came to an end. Notice also that we recently have completed a Pluto retrograde period, and we have now completed a Pluto 90 degrees to Sun aspect. So from here, I would not be surprised to see a sizable move in the price of gold, likely to the downside. So if you're trading, if you're investing in gold futures or gold equities, heads up, be a little bit careful. And finally, here's one last look at our weekly chart. What I've done this time is using blue stars is indicated those periods of time when the planet Pluto is 120 degrees in aspect to the Sun, or stating it another way, these are the times when Pluto is 3 zodiac signs different from the Sun. Perhaps not as accurate as the 0, 180, or 90 degree aspects, but I have included this chart to show you that the peak in gold in August of 2011 coincided very, very nicely with a 120 degree aspect between Pluto and the Sun. And with that, let's wrap up this brief video presentation. I have no doubt that I have offended the sensibilities of a good many of you with all of this talk of Pluto retrograde, Pluto and Sun making aspects to one another. Let me set the record straight, if I may. I am not an astrologer. I have no intention of ever becoming one. What I am is a person with an engineering degree and a business degree. I am a market trader. I trade the markets using technical chart analysis in combination with very basic astrology. I cannot explain to you why retrograde dates or dates when the Sun makes aspects with various planets impact the markets. I cannot explain any of it. I can, however, use it. And I hope that this video has now inspired your curiosity. I hope that you too will start attempting to use a bit of astrology in your trading. In the case of gold or gold equities, I keep at my desk at any given time a list of those dates when Pluto goes retrograde and leaves retrograde. A list of dates when Pluto and the Sun make their various aspects with one another. I use my complete suite of charts, weekly, daily, hourly, 30-minute if need be. I use tried and true technical chart indicators, knowing that I have a key aspect or a key date bearing down on me. I will watch my entire suite of charts. I will watch my technical indicators. I will try to spot the change in trend. I will take advantage of the volatility. That's the extent of it. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have any questions about anything that you've seen on this video, I welcome your inquiries. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day. Thank you very much.